Have you ever had that lingering feeling that a certain guy might like you, but he's just not saying it? Maybe it's the way he looks at you a little longer than usual, how he always seems to show up where you are, or the random texts that don't really have a purpose, but somehow keep happening. If you're picking up on strange signals and wondering if you're reading too much into things, you're not alone. The truth is, many men feel strong attraction but are hesitant, or even afraid, to show it directly. In this video, we're diving deep into those quiet but powerful signs that a man is secretly attracted to you. These aren't the obvious ones like compliments or flirting. This is about the unspoken cues, the small gestures, the patterns in his behavior that reveal what words don't. You'll learn how to recognize these subtle shifts, like when his body language betrays him, how his tone changes when he talks to you, and why he may act hot and cold. Because once you understand these signs, everything starts to make sense. No more guessing games. No more confusion, just clarity. So whether you're wondering about a coworker, a friend, or someone new in your life, this video will help you see what's really going on beneath the surface. Stick around because you might discover that he's been into you all along and just didn't know how to say it. When a man is attracted to you, but hides his feelings, it's not always because he doesn't care. Often it's because he cares too much. Many women misinterpret a man's silence or confusing behavior as disinterest, when in reality, he's battling with his own emotions. Society conditions men from a young age to be emotionally guarded. They're told to man up, stay strong, and never show vulnerability. So when genuine feelings develop, especially those that feel intense or risky, they often shut down or pull back. Attraction makes people vulnerable. For a man who's secretly into you, expressing how he feels can feel like stepping into a battlefield without armor. He may worry about being rejected, looking weak, or ruining the current dynamic if you're friends or coworkers. This fear of emotional exposure leads many men to play it cool, too cool, even though their feelings may be running deep beneath the surface. Sometimes he doesn't even fully understand what he's feeling himself. A guy might not realize he's falling for you until his behavior changes, like becoming more protective, getting nervous around you, or reacting strongly when other men show interest in you. These are instinctual signs of attraction that often show up before he admits anything to himself or anyone else. Another reason men hide their feelings is timing. He may be in a complicated situation, emotionally unavailable, still healing from a past relationship, or unsure if you feel the same way. Instead of confessing too soon and risking awkwardness or heartache, he may choose to keep his emotions bottled up while subtly testing the waters through actions rather than words. Additionally, some men believe they must earn the right to express romantic feelings. They wait until they've built enough trust, achieved certain personal goals, or proven themselves before revealing how they feel. This mindset can delay emotional expression even when the attraction is strong. Understanding why men hide their feelings helps you approach the situation with more empathy and clarity. Instead of overthinking or blaming yourself for not seeing the signs, you'll realize that his silence might be his way of protecting both of you from potential hurt, even if it ends up creating more confusion. But here's the truth. Feelings don't stay hidden forever. They always find a way out, whether through words, actions, or sometimes silence that speaks louder than anything he could ever say. Keep watching because next we'll explore the exact body language cues that reveal when a man's heart is saying what his mouth won't. When a man is secretly attracted to you, his body speaks volumes, even if his lips stay sealed. Most people assume attraction is all about what someone says, but in reality, it's the unspoken signals that reveal the truth. And once you know what to look for, it becomes almost impossible to miss. Let's start with eye contact. One of the most powerful body language cues. If he holds your gaze a little longer than usual, or looks at you and quickly looks away when caught, that's not random. That's attraction, trying not to get caught. A guy who's secretly into you may also check in with his eyes, scanning the room just to find you, even when he thinks you're not paying attention. Next up, his posture around you. If he straightens up when you enter the room, subtly adjusts his appearance, or unconsciously faces his body toward you even when others are talking, it's a subconscious way of signaling interest. Attraction changes how a man positions himself. often without him even realizing it. Watch for mirroring behavior too. If you cross your arms and he does the same, or you lean in and he matches that energy, it's not just coincidence. Mirroring is a biological way of building connection, and it often happens when someone's emotionally invested. Another huge clue: proximity. A man who's secretly attracted will find excuses to be physically close to you. He'll sit near you at group gatherings, linger in your personal space just a little longer than necessary, or even brush against you casually, testing the waters to see how you respond. These small touches may seem accidental, but they're usually very intentional. Pay close attention to his hands and feet, nervous fidgeting, rubbing his neck, adjusting his shirt, or tapping his fingers around you. That's anxiety, the good kind. And if his feet are always pointed toward you, even when he's engaged in another conversation, that's a subconscious indicator that you are his real focus. Let's not forget the nervous energy around attraction. Sometimes he'll laugh a little too loud at your jokes, or stumble over his words when talking to you, even though he's confident with everyone else. That shift in behavior, it's because you make him feel something, and his body is reacting. One more cue that's easy to miss: lingering glances at your mouth. If his eyes drift to your lips while you're speaking, it's often a sign he's imagining what it would be like to kiss you. He may not act on it yet, but the thought is definitely there. Body language doesn't lie, and when a man is secretly into you, his actions will always betray what he's trying to hide. Keep watching, because up next, we'll break down how he behaves differently around you compared to everyone else, and why that contrast is your biggest clue. One of the clearest signs that a man is secretly attracted to you is how he behaves around you, compared to how he acts with everyone else. People naturally adjust their behavior based on who they're interacting with. But when attraction is involved, the contrast becomes much more noticeable, even if he's trying to hide it. So what should you look for? Start by observing his tone and energy. Around others, he might be calm, collected, even playful. But when it's you, he could suddenly become more focused, attentive, or interestingly a bit nervous. You might notice his voice softens, or he becomes more thoughtful in conversation, choosing his words carefully. That shift in energy is his subconscious trying to impress you, even if he's not fully aware of it. Now watch his level of engagement. Is he more present when you speak? Does he lean in, maintain eye contact, or seem unusually interested in what you're saying? Even if it's something simple, that's because when he's attracted to you, everything you say feels more meaningful to him. He tunes in more. He listens more. It matters more. Another difference shows up in his sense of humor. Around the group, he may be sarcastic or playful, but with you, he might tone it down, become sweeter, or even try to make you laugh more. A man who's secretly into you often uses humor as a tool to connect emotionally, or to ease his own nervousness around you. Pay attention to how he compares your treatment to others. Does he offer to help you when he doesn't help others? Is he more protective, respectful, or willing to go out of his way for you? Whether it's carrying something heavy, offering you his jacket, or defending you in a group conversation. Those are subtle but strong signs that he views you differently. Here's something even more telling: how often he acknowledges your presence. Some men become more animated when you enter the room. Posture shifts, eye contact increases, maybe even a sudden burst of confidence or awkwardness. He might even bring you into conversations, laugh louder when you're nearby, or glance your way to see if you're watching him. Also notice if he gets uncomfortable or distant when you talk about other guys. Even if he's trying to play it cool, a flash of jealousy can break through, a subtle facial expression, a quick subject change, or suddenly going quiet. That emotional shift says a lot more than words. In contrast, around others, his guard is usually down. His reactions are more natural, effortless. Around you, though, there's tension. The good kind. The kind that only exists when someone is trying hard not to give away how much they care. Bottom line, if a man treats you differently than everyone else, if his energy shifts, his attention deepens, and his guard rises, it's rarely random. It's attraction wrapped in self-control. Next, let's talk about eye contact and how a single look can reveal what he's too afraid to say out loud. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of nonverbal communication. And when a man is secretly attracted to you, His eyes will almost always give him away. It doesn't matter how well he hides his words or masks his emotions. The eyes are honest. In fact, they often say everything he can't bring himself to say out loud. So what exactly does prolonged eye contact mean? It's more than just looking at someone. It's the lingering, almost magnetic connection where his gaze locks with yours and holds just a beat longer than necessary. That pause, that's loaded with meaning. It's the silent moment where interest, curiosity, and attraction all collide. A man who's secretly into you may not even realize he's doing it. He's drawn to you, and his eyes naturally follow. You might catch him looking at you when he thinks you're not paying attention. And when your eyes meet, he might quickly glance away, then look back again. A quiet tug of war between wanting to connect and wanting to protect his feelings. Now, not all eye contact is the same. There's casual eye contact, like when he's being polite or conversational. And then there's the deeper kind, the one that holds intensity. It feels personal, vulnerable, even electric. That kind of eye contact often happens in moments of silence, laughter, or shared glances across the room. It's a non-verbal message that says, I see you, and I feel something. You might also notice pupil dilation, which is a physiological reaction to attraction. When someone is emotionally or physically drawn to another person, their pupils naturally widen. It's subtle, but a very real sign. So the next time you lock eyes with him, take a quick glance at his pupils. Science doesn't lie. There's also frequency. How often does he make eye contact with you compared to others? Is he always trying to catch your eye across the room, during group conversations, or even from across the street? When someone seeks eye contact, often it's because they're trying to connect, emotionally and mentally, without having to say a word. What's even more powerful is when eye contact is combined with a soft smile. This kind of expression isn't flirtatious or forced. It's warm, genuine, and full of emotion. That subtle smile with steady eye contact often means he feels something more than friendship, even if he hasn't found the courage to say it. Finally, prolonged eye contact can create a moment, a pause in time where everything else fades. If you've ever locked eyes with someone and felt butterflies, a quick rush of emotion, or even sudden nervousness, that's not just you, that's chemistry. And it usually means he feels it too. So if you find yourself caught in lingering stares where words fall away, but everything feels charged, don't ignore it. His eyes are telling the truth. His mouth won't. Next, we'll explore how his physical proximity reveals even more than you think, and why he always seems to accidentally be near you. When a man is secretly attracted to you, distance is not his friend. Whether he admits it or not, he'll naturally want to be physically close to you. And he'll often find subtle, seemingly innocent ways to make that happen. What may look like coincidence on the surface is usually very intentional underneath. Start paying attention to patterns. Does he always seem to end up next to you, even when there's an entire room or group of people? Maybe he lingers after a conversation ends, sits beside you during meetings or social gatherings, or casually runs into you more often than makes sense. That's not random. That's attraction trying to close the gap. Men who are secretly into you often use low-stakes excuses to justify being near. He might ask you a small favor, pretend he needs help with something, or randomly remember a question just as you're about to leave. These moments aren't about the task. They're about the opportunity. He's creating reasons to spend more time in your space because it feels good to be around you. Notice if he hovers in your general area, even when there's no clear reason to. Maybe he's not talking directly to you, but he's always nearby. He might join conversations you're in, or place himself in your line of sight. That's because attraction fuels presence. He wants to see you, hear you, and be part of your energy. There's also physical alignment. A man who's interested will often orient his body toward you, even when he's speaking to someone else. His shoulders, feet, and posture may be angled in your direction, unconsciously showing where his attention and focus really lie. Another telltale sign? He takes opportunities to bridge personal space. Whether it's sitting just a bit closer than expected, brushing against you by accident, or offering a playful nudge, these small touches can speak volumes. When a guy likes you, he wants to see how comfortable you are with proximity. And if you respond positively, it's a green light for him to get a little closer next time. Even in moments where proximity isn't necessary, like walking into a room or choosing a seat, He might gravitate toward where you are. That's not just logistics. That's desire in motion. Being physically near you is his way of maintaining a connection without having to say anything at all. And here's something subtle but powerful. When he notices you're about to leave, he may suddenly try to extend the moment, spark a last-minute conversation, suggest walking out together, or find a reason to linger. That hesitation to say goodbye is a clear emotional signal. He doesn't want the moment or your presence to end. Bottom line, men rarely stay physically close to someone they're indifferent toward. So if he's always around, always finding ways to be near you, it's not your imagination. It's attraction showing up without saying a word. Next, let's talk about jealousy and how it reveals what he's working so hard to hide. Jealousy, it's one of the most telling signs of secret attraction. When a man starts showing signs of jealousy, especially when it comes to you, it's rarely just a passing emotion. More often than not, it's a flashing neon sign that he sees you as more than just a friend. Even if he's trying to play it cool, jealousy is a way of slipping through the cracks. So what does this look like in real life? It starts subtly. Maybe he gets weirdly quiet or distant when you talk about another guy. He might not say much, but his entire vibe shifts. The smile fades, the eye contact breaks, and he suddenly seems distracted or off. That's not a coincidence. That's emotional discomfort showing up in real time. Hearing about another man in your life triggers something deeper in him. Competition, fear of losing you, and a realization of how much he cares. Sometimes jealousy shows up through sarcasm or teasing. If you mention going out with someone else and he immediately has a snarky comment or tries to make a joke of it, don't dismiss it too quickly. That humor might be his shield, a way to mask his real feelings without fully exposing them. He's watching your reaction closely, trying to gauge whether you're serious and if he should feel threatened. Another giveaway. He might try to compete. If he hears another guy is interested in you, he could suddenly start highlighting his own accomplishments, dressing better, or spending more time around you. He's not doing this randomly. He's trying to re-establish himself as the one who deserves your attention. That quiet rivalry is driven by the fear of being replaced. Also pay attention to his mood changes. One moment, he's relaxed and laughing with you. But as soon as a third guy enters the picture, especially someone you're giving attention to, his energy drops. He might shut down, look away, or even leave early. It's not about being rude, it's emotional discomfort. He's struggling with the idea of sharing your turn, especially when he's been hiding how much he wants it. Some men also show jealousy by asking questions that seem innocent, but are really loaded. Like, so who's that guy you were talking to, or are you guys close? He may try to sound casual, but these are fishing expeditions, subtle ways to find out what's really going on without admitting he's bothered. And in some cases, jealousy shows up as protectiveness. He may not be direct about his feelings, but if he senses another man might hurt you, mislead you, or get too close, he steps in, subtly or overtly. That protective instinct is driven by emotional investment, even if he hasn't labeled it yet. Here's the truth. Jealousy doesn't come from indifference. It comes from desire. When he starts reacting emotionally to other men in your orbit, it's because he sees you as his, even if he hasn't said it out loud. Up next, we'll explore the words he almost says and why nearly confessions matter more than you think. When a man is secretly attracted to you, one of the most heart-melting signs is this. He remembers the little things. And we're not talking about the obvious stuff like your birthday or your favorite color. We're talking about the tiny throwaway details most people forget within minutes. But not him. Why? Because when he likes you, everything you say becomes meaningful. Think back to your conversations. Maybe you mentioned how you love a specific coffee order, a song that makes you emotional, or that you had a tough time in school growing up. Days or even weeks later, he brings it up, not in a dramatic way, but casually, like it's just part of how he sees you. That's not normal. Forgettable chatter for him. That's a sign he listens deeply and holds on to what matters to you. This kind of memory is also emotional. He'll remember how you felt in a certain moment. If you had a bad day and told him about it in passing, he might check in a few days later to ask how things are going. That means he didn't just hear you, he carried that memory with him and wanted to follow up. That's emotional care. And it's a huge sign he's invested. He might also remember your routines or habits. Maybe he notices you always need your coffee before you can talk, or that you twirl your hair when you're nervous. He may even gently tease you about it, not to mock you, but to show you he sees the real you. And that level of attention doesn't come from indifference, it comes from admiration. One of the most powerful forms of attraction is recall in the moment. For example, if you're out with friends and he hears something that reminds him of something you said weeks ago, and he turns to you and says, "Didn't you say that's your favorite?" That tells you everything. He's not just aware of your presence, he's mentally looping you into his world, even in crowded spaces. Bottom line, when a guy remembers the little things, the stuff even you might forget you mentioned, it's a loud, quiet sign. He's paying close attention not because he has to, but because he wants to. In a world full of distractions, he's focused on you. Up next, we'll explore what happens when he almost says how he feels, and why those unspoken moments are some of the clearest confessions of all. Few things are more frustrating than trying to figure out if a guy likes you when his behavior is sending mixed signals. One minute he's warm, talkative, maybe even flirty. The next he's distant, quiet, or even cold. So what gives? Is he just playing games? Or is he hiding genuine interest? Here's the truth. Mixed signals are very often a sign of hidden attraction, not lack of it. Many men don't know how to handle strong feelings, especially when vulnerability or rejection is on the line. So instead of expressing how they feel directly, they send a confusing cocktail of attention, withdrawal, and hesitation. Why? Because he's in conflict. Internally, he wants to be close to you, but fear, uncertainty, or insecurity holds him back. If he's worried that you don't feel the same way, or that he might embarrass himself by being too obvious, he'll sometimes retreat right after getting close. That emotional push and pull feels like mixed signals, but underneath it is a very real struggle. He likes you, and it scares him. Another reason mixed signals happen is because some men are trying to test your response. They may show interest, then back off just to see if you'll chase or show signs of caring. This isn't manipulation as much as it is emotional defense, a way to protect themselves from being too exposed. Also, consider external pressures. He may be dealing with other things. Stress, past heartbreak, or fear of ruining a friendship. And those emotional walls get in the way of his consistency. He wants to come closer, but part of him is yelling, "Don't risk it." The result? Hot and cold behavior. But here's how to tell if those mixed signals are rooted in real attraction. He consistently returns to you even after pulling away. The distance is temporary, not permanent. He shows jealousy or discomfort when you talk about other guys. He remembers personal details or acts protective, even when he's emotionally guarded. His energy changes when it's just the two of you. More nervous, more intense, more vulnerable. When you notice this pattern, closeness followed by retreat, it often means he's caught in emotional limbo. The pull of attraction versus the fear of being exposed. It's also worth noting that truly disinterested people don't create confusion. They don't send sparks of connection, remember the little things, or watch you when you're not looking. Mixed signals only show up when there's something real he's trying to hide, suppress, or control. If his behavior is inconsistent, but he keeps circling back, if he goes quiet but never stays away for long, if he looks at you like you matter but never quite says it, chances are it's not your imagination. It's hidden interest, wrapped in hesitation. Up next, we'll look at the almost confessions, the emotional moments where he's right on the edge of telling you everything, but doesn't. By now, you've learned to recognize the signs that a man is secretly attracted to you. The subtle body language, the prolonged eye contact, the little things he remembers, and even those frustrating mixed signals. But now comes the most important question. What should you do next? Understanding his behavior is just the first step. The next step is deciding how you want to move forward based on what you've learned. First and foremost, don't overthink it. Attraction is complex, and the more you try to dissect every gesture or word, the more confused you might become. The key is to trust your instincts. If his actions are leaning toward interest, but he's holding back for whatever reason, that's often a sign that he's waiting for you to make the next move, or at least give him a little more clarity. Give him space to be vulnerable. The man who's secretly into you is probably hiding his true feelings because he's scared of rejection or not being taken seriously. So instead of pushing him too hard or overanalyzing every word, Try to make the environment more comfortable. Create opportunities for emotional openness, gentle conversations where he doesn't feel the need to hide his feelings. Sometimes giving him the space to open up can be all it takes for him to share what's on his mind. But if you're feeling frustrated by the lack of clear signals or the back and forth behavior, it's okay to take a more direct approach. You don't have to declare your feelings just yet, but opening up a little can encourage him to do the same. Maybe start with something like, I've noticed we have a great connection and I enjoy spending time with you. How do you feel about that? This creates an opening for him to express himself without the pressure of an all or nothing conversation. It also signals that you're open to the possibility of something more. Another option is pay attention to your own feelings. If you've been noticing his subtle signs and you're starting to feel something in return, trust that. Don't wait for him to make all the moves. If you want to explore the potential of your relationship, you might have to take a small leap of faith and move things forward, especially if his behavior suggests he's interested but hesitant. Finally, stay grounded in reality. While all the signs point to attraction, keep in mind that some people are just naturally friendly or attentive. If his actions are confusing, it's crucial not to read too much into every little thing. Sometimes attraction is clear, and other times it's hidden behind a veil of uncertainty of your own emotions. And remember that you deserve someone who makes their feelings clear, not someone who keeps you guessing. So what's next? Reflect on the signs, trust your instincts, and decide whether you're ready to take the next step. Whether it's giving him space, offering a little vulnerability yourself, or even just letting the situation unfold naturally. No matter what you choose, trust that you're on the right path. And remember, patience and clarity are your best friends.